Hello and welcome to the Bat Cave. I'm your host, BlindBat8719. On today's video, I'm going to be going over my Tinybones Trinket Thief deck for Historic Brawl. Tinybones came from Jumpstart. It's a 1 and a black for a 1/2 skeleton rogue. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent discards a card this turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. And then for 4 black, each opponent with no cards in hand loses 10 life. So we went the very obvious route. We're going to make our opponent discard. So we're going to kind of be playing a control-esque build, focus on controlling our opponent's hand size. So as such, there'll be a lot of discard effects, such as Divest. To get rid of, most decks will probably have a creature in them, so hopefully hit the creatures with Divest. Duress, if we happen to play against the control deck, we'll hit one of their non-creature, non-land cards we have them discard. Knight of the Ebon Legion is just a really efficient creature that can get us there. It's cheap. Thoughtseize gets rid of anything in our opponent's hand at the cost of 2 life, or okay, except for a land. Vicious Rumors is just a cheap, common, deals 1 damage to each opponent. They discard and mill, and we gain a life. Part of the way I built the deck, seen more so with the Fountain of Renewal, which at the beginning of your upkeep you gain 1 life. If we get Tinybones out early and are able to have them start discarding, we're going to start drawing a lot of cards and losing 1 life a draw. So I tried to counteract that a little bit by having a few things that gained us incremental life gain in the deck. Burglar Rat's a 1/1 that when it enters the battlefield, our opponent discards a card. Sanctum of Stonefang, at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, they lose 1 X life and gain, I gain X life, or X number of shrines we control. This falls into that life gain part of it. We have the other shrine in here as well, which I'll get to when we get to the 4-drops, where they're discarding for the number of shrines. So there is a little bit of synergy. Waste Not is like a must-have for this kind of deck, since whenever they discard something, we're going to get value out of it. Grasp of Darkness is for some removal. Timrit, Chosen from Death, is in here to deal with any graveyard shenanigans our opponent might have, or if they try to be cute and discard something that they're later going to reanimate, or a Titan, we can just get rid of it right away. Arcane Signet for some ramp. Diamond Mare, really again to gain us some life and hopefully be a early blocker. Mazemind Tome to help smooth out the draws. Mindstone for ramp and later card draw. Davriel doubles both as a damage source. If our opponent has 1 or fewer cards in hand, Davriel will deal 2 damage to them, and then -1 loyalty, the target player discards a card. So we can hopefully attack their hand and deal damage with them when they have a low enough hand count. Elspeth's Nightmare is a saga that lets us also have our opponent discard things, get rid of their graveyard, and destroy a cheap or low-powered creature on their side of the board. Foreboding Fruit is in here for some card draw. Playcrafter. They have to sacrifice a creature or a planeswalker when it enters the battlefield. If they can't do either, they get to discard a card. So that's another way of getting us discard. Toll of the Invasion. Again, opponent discards. We get to choose a card this time that we can discard from our opponent's hand, and we get a 1/1 body to help with defense. Extinction Event to wipe the board. If we if we're not able to deal with our opponent's hand early enough. Fell Spectre is another one that, so when it enters the battlefield, they'll discard a card, and it's another card that will make the opponent lose life through the effect of either low hand size or by having them discard. So this automatically hits him for 2 the minute he comes into play. Hodens of Night's Reach is the discard shrine. Hopefully we'll get both of the shrines out, so they'll discard 2 cards a turn, and they'll get drained for 2 life. Raider's Wake is another effect similar to the Fell Spectre, where they will lose life whenever they discard, and if we happen to attack, they have to discard as well. Revenge of Ravens is kind of give us a little bit of defense, so if we get overwhelmed or we're not able to control them well enough, a swarm attack won't be good for them. It'll be hard for them to kill us. Liliana, Waker of the Dead, her +1 has a discard effect. -3 helps us kill something on the battlefield if we need to, and if we somehow get to 7, all those creatures they discarded will be able to bring back into play. Phyrexian Scriptures is in here as a board wipe. We can also put the +1/+1 counter on Tinybones to make him survive the board wipe, which is pretty cool. Also wipes our opponent's graveyards as well. Rankle Master of Pranks is just a creature that lets our opponent discard. Ritual Soot's another board wipe in case things get out of control. Twilight Prophet, this to me is like a pet card. It's a fun card. The idea is that he will draw us cards, or she will draw us cards once we get the City's Blessing, and we'll be able to drain our opponent for the converted mana cost of those cards. Vraska's Contempt is for creature and planeswalker removal. Eldest Reborn does a little bit of everything. The kills one. So they have to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. They discard a card, which is really why it's in here. And then we get to bring a creature or planeswalker from a graveyard to the battlefield under our control. Massacre Worm again as a board wipe and hopefully maybe possibly as a finisher. Ugin as another spot removal thing, as well as card advantage and a board presence. Reaper of Night is more in here for the Harvest Sphere to discard 2 cards. But hopefully by the time we cast him for 7, they won't have anything in hand, so he'll be an evasive attacker. And then if all else fails, there's always Ugin the Spirit Dragon to reset the board and start attacking our opponent that way. Basically running 19 Swamps, 1 Phyrexian Tower because I have it, Castle Locthwain for card draw, Bojuka Bog to deal with their graveyard, and a Barren Moor for cycling in case we draw it late in the game. So with the deck tech out of the way, let's jump into the arena for some brawls. Actually, waste not to 2-drop. This one's debatable. We're playing a Niv-Mizzet Parun deck, piloted by Heltek. And I feel like this is probably a bad hand for me because they'll just have counter spells up the wazoo. So let's go with the free mulligan. Much better. We can at least start attacking the hand with a Thoughtseize and get down the Vicious Rumor. Okay. Actually, probably hold off on the Vicious Rumor. We'll probably play Trinket on 2 if we can. Davriel on 3 will start drawing cards. So this is a better hand to go off with. Keep the 7. Normally I say hello, but I always feel bad saying hello and then Thoughtseizing you. So that's why I'm not saying hello. Let's get rid of the fastest intervention. I know the scariest thing is probably the search for Escanta, but I don't want to get anything bounced. And now that I think about it, the search for Escanta probably will be the thing that will benefit most. Yeah, the search for Escanta will benefit most from us actually making our opponent discard everything. But I wanted to kind of stick this play of Tinybones. And then next turn we'll get out Davriel and we'll start drawing cards. Alright. We also just drew the Reaper of Nights. We might actually go for that. Next turn, I expect them to play land, Signet, and then probably bounce with Into the Royal. They are very shy on red mana. Alright, they kept that on top. There's the red source. Arcane Signet. Okay. Oh wait, they discarded Into the Royal? Okay. So let's go for have them discard 2 cards. They have a negate, totally fine. Have them discard.
Let's tidy up in there.
And we'll attack.
Struggling?
Okay, they lost an hour of devastation. So that must be good, because I feel like they would want to be accelerating the speed in which they're able to cause discard. We'll just do Vicious Rumors. That's fine. Alright, so they dropped that. They're probably getting up to... Yep, they want to get to the 7. Okay. All attack. Let's go with the Hoden's Nice Reach. End the turn.
Ugh, what a whiner.
So they're going to flip the Escanta, but they need to draw a red source in order to even cast their commander. Alright, they like the card on top. I'm swooping... Pardon me there. Brawl is it? Alright, there goes the Tinybones. No problem. Take the action. Alright, Castle Locthwain. They haven't discarded anything. I think we'll still play out Tinybones. As opposed to trying to get down Revenge of Ravens. And next turn, hopefully we'll be able to draw with the Castle Locthwain as well. That was why I was hesitating. Do I want to play out Tinybones at this point or not? They got rid of Ugin. Well, because they probably have no chance of casting at this point.
The search for the unknown. That's real science.
Alright, so they got 2 cards in hand. So they'll discard one and we'll use Divest on the other. Disdainful Stroke. So let's see if they happen to have something that we can actually get with Divest. I don't necessarily want to pop off Davriel to get the 10 damage, if I can help it. But if they cast this in response, okay. Alright, so there's no point, I'd say, of trying to cast to bring that out. He's dealing 2 a turn. So I think keeping Davriel so he can't kill Tinybones is probably worth hitting him for. We'll draw the card. Lose a life. Non-creature, non-land. So we'll start seeing what they have in their hand. Magma Quake. Each creature out flying and each planeswalker. Alright.
Decisions.
Now there's no scenario where we're able to use Tinybones this turn. Storm's Wrath, probably because they have the Magma Quake and they only probably need to do it for 2. Each one with no cards, yeah. So that resolves. Take the action. Pass. We'll just draw a card here. So they left the rewind mana up. So they got to discard. What will we get rid of? Well, probably the unknown card, I would think. And this, oh, it doesn't need to give him. Okay, the Swelter. Alright, so this puts us up to, we have 8 mana. So let's just see if he's going to go for the Revenge of Ravens. Just counter that just because. And then we'll put down the Phyrexian Scriptures. We can't kill anything? Alright. Let's see if they'll go for this now. I'm trying to get the Scriptures down because this way then it'll exile the graveyard and then the Ral Zareks won't be able to do much. Alright, so there we go then. And the race is on. And now they're going to use Escanta to find the next thing for Tinybones. Okay, Chandra, that could be something we're going to have to worry about.
Oh, come on. I just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
Okay, there's no chance of us milling him out. Now, if he plays out Chandra, he won't have any counter magic up. But then the race is on to see who can deal with whatever. Alright.
And you look flammable enough.
Alright, buy a little bit of time with that.
Again.
They got rid of the rewind this time. Alright. Actually, I'm not going to play the Phyrexian Tower only because that's going to give me more grief. Play out the Tinybones. And pass the turn. Alright, now we have to start worrying about Niv-Mizzet coming down. Opponent's fiddling with his planeswalkers, figuring out what's the best way to use them.
Time to choose. Oh, it's so exciting.
Ral goes off at 8. Okay. Keep that in mind. Niv-Mizzet. Okay, left the blue up.
Endings are inevitable.
Alright. Discard. Play out the Phyrexian Tower now. 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. Could do 9. See what he chooses to discard or sacrifice. I think Ral Zarek's probably the one to go at this point, at least for me. Because you're going to just ping with anything. Alright, that doesn't actually draw you anything, but okay. And I would say just pass the turn here. And let's see if they're going to start going face. We're going to go after the Plague Crafter first. How many things can they draw? Well, you can do Magma Quake for 1 now. Which this is an instant? It is an instant. Alright, Tail's End is gone. Good game. Let's see what we got here. Good game. Alright, let's see here. Let's try drawing and see if we have anything real quick that we can cast. Nope, okay. I think this combo still works. Let's see. Draw a card, and whenever you draw a card, deal 1 damage. So this may be infinite. All right, it is infinite. Okay. So I'm just gonna have it play out so you guys can see how this finishes up. So unfortunately, we weren't able to stabilize. It's entirely possible that, yeah, it was going back to the very first turn. I should have gotten rid of the Search for Ascanta because I was going to feed it. So, as opposed to the bounce spell. So I will know for next time when that comes up that that's definitely the card to get rid of. Okay, what we got here? We got a turn 1 Duress, Fountain of Renewal as well. Opponent is playing. We're playing against Mullet with Headlights, piloting a Muldrotha for the Gravetide with a Karuga the Macro Sage. So we do have some things, non-creature, non-land card. That probably won't hit as well. I think if we had Divest, it'd be better. I'm gonna take the free mulligan here. Yeah, Divest will be better. They're going first, so Grasp of Darkness may help us later on. And with a Foreboding Fruit. So I'm going to keep this. And hope that we can get some time to draw into something. Alright, Temple of Deceit, scrying 1 to the bottom. Burglar Rat isn't terrible for a turn 2 play. Let's see what they have. Ragtusk, Murderous Riders, and Uro. We're probably just going to feed Uro no matter what. Thragtusk is 2 bodies. Let's not give him the... I'm gonna wait on getting rid of the Uro. Alright, 2, that works. Let's see, let's drop Tinybones. Let's drop the Burglar Rat. I want to see if I can get their hand as low as possible. Let them now. They might discard the Uro here. Okay, the Murderous Rider. Nope, because they're gonna play the Uro now. Okay. And that's fine. So now they'll get the 5. This is probably a really bad matchup for us now that I remember now what Muldrotha does. You can play lands and cast permanent cards from your graveyard. So we're probably just feeding them a whole bunch of stuff. Now we will attack. Grasp of Darkness, I don't think does us really anything good right now, so let's just go with the Foreboding Fruit. Draw some more cards. Alright, Tinybones actually something is great in this matchup. So next turn it looks like we'll be casting him and start getting rid of some of the things that's in our opponent's graveyard. Yard Desecrate. We don't have enough things in our graveyard. So the question now becomes, well, they need to play Muldrotha first. So let's swing. Let's just, on the off chance that this swing actually works, we can kill him and with the Grasp of Darkness. And if he doesn't, alright, sounds good. Actually, that was dumb. I should have done that differently. I should have done the Grasp of Darkness first, as Grasp of Darkness gives it -4, so he wouldn't actually have killed our thing with Death Touch, and we would have been dealing damage. So that was a misplay on my part. Good move on theirs. That's pretty good. That's clutch. Nice. Alright, take the action. Alright. So I think at this point, let's see, what is this? I gotta discard a card, and he gets to bring back stuff. So I think at this point, I think getting rid of what's ever in his graveyard is better. Let's get rid of Uro for starters. And then I'd say let's get rid of Yarick. Alright, so we gotta discard a card. Ugin's not the answer. I need to get rid of one of my enchantments. Raider's Wake. I'm going to hold off on the Raiders. I'm going to submit the Raiders Wake. Because I don't want to get rid of Ugin or Liliana because they'll get it back then with the Eldest Reborn. And I'm clearly not attacking anytime soon to trigger the Raiders Wake. Massacre Worm doesn't do me anything. So they get to bring something back. Oh, Agent of Treachery. And Cloaca Worm. The Thorn is 5, and Tinybones 2. So I could try to manipulate the situation where I can use Extinction Event on odds, and Cloaca is 7. So I think if I go with Muse and Agent, those are the 2 scariest ones right now. So let's get rid of Ashiok and Agent right now. I know I can do that instant speed and I could hold off next. And that's what I'm going to do now just to kind of spite their next one. I wanted to get the obvious ones out of the way at least. Alright, in response, they're going for the Cloaca. Let's get rid of Cloaca and let's get rid of Thragtusk. So now it's 6, the Great Henge, okay. Oracle of Muldrotha, nice. Alright, so our even plan hasn't necessarily worked out the best. We lose our graveyard. Alright, so Liliana just got a little more terrible. Not the worst thing, though. How is this 6/5? No blocks. Alright, we got our 5th. I am loath to use Extinction Event as a single target removal spell. So I think with mana that we have, discarding doesn't do us any good either, really. So I'm just going to pass the turn. Hopefully grind our opponent out a little bit here. They can get 2 lands, no big deal. I don't mind that. They're not going to get anything off of that. Oh, dang. Alright, in that case then, sacrifice him so we don't lose him. We'll lose the land, which sucks, but is what it is. Thankfully we have that, we didn't use that Vraska's Contempt yet. And before they get a chance to draw anything, let's just exile him now. Don't want him drawing. Okay, it's a Chupacabra. Alright, so, but still. Okay, I guess we're just gonna gain the life right now. We have 2 cards in the graveyard. Oof. Okay, the mana has not been kind to us. They're not gonna play out the Ravenous. They have enough mana to play out, possibly play out Muldrotha and play out the Eldest Reborn. So any creature we'd probably be discarding Liliana then. So I think Hodin. This is a dies trigger. Enters a battlefield, dies. And this is odd. I'm gonna go with the odd now. They're gonna, because I don't want to. While I don't like again doing this as single target removal. I want to try to conserve our life total. I consider them playing Karuga out, drawing 3 cards off of that. And then they would get it back with Muldrotha. Here, they have, okay. So they're going to cast, they have enchantment, creature, and land. So there's the land, Blast Zone. There's that. We're going to have to, I don't have a thing to sacrifice, thankfully. Take the 3. We are at 5. I have 3 here. So we discard, I think, Hodin of Knight's Reach.
Every death
We're going to get rid of the Oracle. Alright, discard. We'll discard Knight's Reach. I'm kind of hoping to... Alright, so at this point I'm just really hoping for a nice big Massacre Worm trigger. Which will probably then die to a Chupacabra. Oracle's back. Oh boy, you're right. Ooh, I forgot Hostage Taker. It's a nice one. Liliana dies. This one's probably over for us right now, so...
You only think
yeah, none of the, we're not able to draw any of the board wipes. Alright. Good game. Well, we almost had it there. I had some nice back and forth, but once Muldrotha hit the board, that got kind of tricky to keep up with. And then we also got stymied on lands. Alright, this was a good aggressive start. I like this. We're playing against Noi, number 1, piling an Ob-Nixilis, the Hate Twisted deck. So I can see us being killed with Underworld Dreams and the Twisted Mind. Whatever the 7-cost spell it has is draw half our library and lose half our life. I can see that's being the way we lose. But I'm going to keep this. We can cast everything, be kind of efficient with all that. Let's say hello. And then let's get started with the Vicious Rumors. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Let's start with the Knight of the Even Legion. Be a little aggressive. This way on 2. Alright, Guardian Isle. So they're ramping up there. Okay. So I can't see... They can't play out the commander next turn. I'm going to go for the Tinybones here. Possible that this is a mistake, but I'm going to go for the Tinybones now. Alright, Phyrexian Arena. Okay. Alright, the mana's flowing, which is nice. So let's swing in. He needs it for 3? Lost 4 or more. Okay. So, let's go with Davriel. Have them discard.
No one has seen my face and empty.
Discarding and getting them low will probably be a little tricky because they have the Phyrexian Arena. Feed the Swarm. Okay, but we're getting our card draw engine started. Next turn we'll play out the Hodin potentially, depending what they play out. I would think the first thing they're going to do is they're going to kill the Knight of the Ibn Legion with Ob-Nixilis. Okay, I did not think of the Guardian Isle play.
Back to the shadows.
Go with that. Deal our damage. The extinction event may not be as good, because there haven't been any creatures really besides ours. Henny's expertise. That will take the action. So they discard now. Alright. Probably, I like the idea of being able to cast both of these right now. Kind of work on getting their hand low. I mean, they've done a lot of help with the Phyrexian Arena right now.
Oh, finally. Napped.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright, Mazemind Tome is pretty good. Go with that. Let's swing. Tinybones. We have our 6 mana now, so if we ever go low by any chance, we'll be able to hit them for 10. Vraska's Contempt is good as well. I'll be able to deal with the Ob-Nixilis. So I think I'd rather try drawing more cards off the Mazemind Tome at the moment. Alright, Ob-Nixilis is clear.
As a human, I conquered. As a demon, I subjugate.
Alright, let's draw a card. This will hopefully... Ah, that is kind of funny. Okay.
Knowledge is not
So
without.
whenever I draw, so this actually is a bad matchup for us at this point. Okay. That's fine.
I
Okay,
am
so
your
let's play out
enemy.
the tower. Hard to say about the Striptures, whether that's the right one or not right now, but I do feel like I could see them having reanimation in the deck, because why not? Nothing really worth reanimating. So let's attack the opponent. I'm going to try to finish him off as opposed to trying to use, worry about Ob-Nixilis.
Run now, and I might
I'm trying to think if there's any
spare your
instant
life.
speed. We don't need the Scriptures, I think. Let's plus. Actually, that's what we'll do. We'll hold on, full control mode. Put the trigger on the stack. And then let's draw. Let's see what we get. The reason why I wanted to do it this way is because this way allows me to retain priority. Alright, cool. We want to keep that, actually. In case they had an instant speed removal spell to destroy Liliana. I'm going to get rid of the scriptures, even though it's one of the few board wipes we have. Go to full control mode.
My way.
And I'm going to put in the Fountain of Renewal. So we'll start gaining some life to counteract some of the bad things that have been happening. Good game. I don't know what that means for us or for them. I think, though, this is the spell I'm worried about here. Let's see. Peer into the Abyss. That was the combo I was worried about.
Try not to think. Suffer. Try not to suffer.
Alrighty. All that discard, we did not get the card we needed to get out of our opponent's hand, unfortunately. This hand seems... I'm fine keeping this one. Fountain, we have Burglar Rat. Get some life going, and then we have some payoffs here and some removal. We're playing against Arcades... Oh, we're playing against the Cloaca kid piloting an Arcades or Strategist deck. So this will be a defender-based deck, which I haven't played against. So this should be interesting. Keeper 7. Spell Spectre would be probably a big thing with the flying. And we're able to get a continuous discarding effect on the field. We will be able to constantly hit them for 2 life. Alright, a little bit of ramp going. Alright. Alright, so there's Fountain. I'm tempted to just get the Sanctum down. And guys, that will get us over time. That will also start draining our opponent. As they're just looking to ramp at the moment, so they'll have an Arcades out on turn 3. Castle out now. Alright, next turn for 3 mana. As our opponent hasn't discarded, I don't see the point in playing the Tinybones now. One of the benefits is that he costs 2. So we can easily try to pair him up later on if we get another cheap discard spell. Oh, they're not. Oh, wow. You have hexproof.
Serving the people is an important part of my life.
Each target, so Fel Spectre doesn't work. Alright, so we're going to have to play around with this a little bit, it seems like. Alright. I actually probably played the wrong land there. I could have played out the Phyrexian Tower instead, sacrificed the rat, and then would have gotten Tinybones out. So that's a misplay on my part, a missed opportunity. Alright, Arcades.
Anything to support my allies.
Hexproof, so I can't target the opponent. Twilight Prophet. Raider's Wake. Alright, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. I have potentially 5 mana to my name. I feel like I should get rid of the commander. Yeah, that's making all these things actually that more effective. Or if I get rid of Teysa, there won't be as many of those floating around. Twilight Prophet won't be able to block him if he deals 5 damage. Oh, he doesn't have Defender, so he actually deals 3. So I think dealing with Teysa now, this way my targeted discard could be useful. And then next turn, we can, if we draw a land, we'd be able to cast the Fel Spectre and the Tinybones in the same turn. Alright. We lose 4 cards and see what we lose. Ooh, the Waste Not. That would have been nice. Battlement. Alright, so again, looking for... So a board wipe would be really helpful here. I'm going to take the 6 because I do like the play of getting out Fel Spectre and Twilight Prophet. It's entirely possible that Twilight Prophet might... Sorry, Fel Spectre with Trinket Bones. But it's possible that getting out the Twilight Prophet might be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9. And we're 1 short. Discards a card. We are going to want bodies in the field. Alright, I'm going to stick with my original plan. Have him discard. Sacrifice the Burglar Rat. This way we'll be able to draw a card, and then that should hopefully get us there with regards to maybe getting a Twilight Prophet out or the Raider's Wake. This breach creature with Defender, so he's only, this adds pumps 2 at least. Okay. Alright, so we got the land. We can lose 1 creature and still get Twilight Prophet on board. Problem is with the opponent discarding. I think we gotta, we'll go with the Fel Spectre right now. 18. They're not gonna be discarding enough. So let's go there. Nice. Alright, so that seems like it's lethal. Alright, did not see the towering defense coming. Okay. Alright. We are playing against Reckless 5085, piloting a Feather the Redeem deck. So this will definitely be a combat trick heavy focused deck. Which we could kind of get rid of the cards, but it may not be enough. This hand seems slow, so I will take the free mulligan on this one. While this one isn't, well, I think this one's better. I don't want to go down to 6. I think the Mazemind Tome will help out. Same thing with the Diamond Mare. So I'm gonna hold on to this one. Hello to the opponent. Alright, so we got the land, that's good. Fountain of Renewal to buy us some time. Probably go Diamond Mare on 2. Hero Precinct 4. Right. Vraska's Contempt. Playing this that doesn't seem to do much because he'll just, well, he'll probably want to play, if he plays Feather next turn, that's 3, that's what he's probably going to do. Just Tome out, get that started. Okay, and then Sky Knight Vanguard's a good one too. Alrighty, so they kind of got me on that one, but I think they would have played out. Oh, I thought he'd get +1. I forgot. He doesn't get +1/+1. I would, yeah. Diamond Mare might have been better for that then. Boding Fruit. I think drawing is actually as good as fine here. We don't get the Adamant, but we'll get to draw some cards at least. Thoughtseize, and a Davriel. So next turn we can do Tinybones, Thoughtseize. And see if there's any dangerous things in their hand that we have to worry about. For specifically, anything that pumps their whole board. And we want to look for a land and a board wipe. There's the land, so we'll take the land. Start off with Thoughtseize. I mean, they're probably thinking about, well, they want to cast something now to save it if they have something for 1 white. So fight is 1, yeah. Birth of Meletis. So just a strike then. No, let's see what they have in their hand now, actually. Let's go with the Diamond Mare. I know I'm looking to draw cards, but this can at least stop the attack of the Hero Precinct 1. And then next turn, we can use Vraska's Contempt to deal with some stuff. Alright, never mind. The Fighters one's going to get rid of... Oh, yeah. The Fighters one's going to get rid of our Diamond Mare. So it wouldn't have mattered if we played out Tinybones. They would have just killed him anyways. Selfless Saver. Let's see. Indestructible. Alright, so we'll just block one of these then. This way they can't use that. Alright, we're down to 8. Okay. Let's scry. We'll gain some life off of this next turn, thankfully. A 5th land. That gives us Tinybones with Davriel. I think probably better off putting that to the bottom right now on hopes of getting a board wipe. Grasp of Darkness is good. Alright, so that lets us do a few things then. So I would say let's go with the Grasp of Darkness now before they draw anything. Put that on the Feather, since that will get around the Selfless Saver. Hopefully they sacrifice in response, not realizing that it won't work. Alright. Oh, dang. Nice. And let's get out of Tinybones to try to block some of that damage. Alright, no attacks. Wow. Just enough. Alrighty. +2, +1, +1, so they draw a card. Alright, they're keeping the dog back. He still has, alright, indestructible. I thought this thing fought, so that's what it was. Block there. Block there. 4 life negates this damage. So we'll take 5 damage this turn. Alright. Let's scry on this. Power 2 or less. The only problem is they have the pump spell in hand, so that will basically won't affect either of these two creatures. It might affect the Sky Knight, but he'll just use both spells at that point to save it. He's not really losing them. Alright, so at this point, he may cast Defiant Strike to draw a card. I'm just going to wait on this real quick. No attacks. So I can see him at the end of turn. I think that's how this works. So if he's actually targeting Feather with this, he will actually lose the draw card 1. See, I don't really understand why. I mean, other than using it, I don't see why you would use that right now, because you're not like you're trying to hold on to a card in your hand. We gain a little bit of life. They don't draw the card, thankfully, and they don't gain any extra power damage. All right, so Feather's back, no problem. At this point, I think Eldest Reborn is our best bet, and not that there's really anything to be getting back with it. Nope, not at all. That resolves. This is 3 to draw a card. Pass. Alright. Go there. We can block the... Actually, it might be worth killing off Tinybones, potentially. I'm torn on that. It's the Eldest Reborn. Let's not for right now. We have Davriel we can still kind of use for discard. Okay. Gain the life. Alright. Oh, okay! They concede. I guess he ran out. I don't know. I can't imagine it's because of what he has in his hand. I'm at low life. I guess something else happened there. We shouldn't have won that one. Alrighty, and that is the end of the video. What did you think of the Tinybones deck? We went 1 and 4, so my 2 reasons for that I would say is the deck needs to be better constructed. So I would love to hear some comments or suggestions down below on how I can improve the deck. Also, the other thing might be some mulligan decisions. Maybe I should have mulliganed more aggressively. Maybe I kept a hand that was maybe too loose. So I want to hear your opinions on that down below in the comments. I'm still learning how to build the channel, so if you also want to give me some suggestions on how, what better decks I can build, who do you want to see me piloting, any ways I can improve the sound quality or the visual quality, I would love to hear some feedback on any of that stuff. If you like the video, please click the thumbs up icon down below. If you want to get more Brawl content brought to you weekly, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. As always, thank you for visiting the Batcave, and have a great day.